Start here this morning. I'm trying a new streaming mechanism. Peter from over in Australia was helping me out. There should be a scroll at the bottom of the page, and you should not see a chat screen on the right. I thought it was a little bit distracting, and we were having spammers come in, so I didn't even put a chat screen up. Uh, I would like for you, though, if you are watching, to put something in the chat, and I want to check my chat later on and see if it's there. I can respond to you. So that is a test that I'm still conducting here this morning. I hope the screen is big enough and you can see everything that's going on. Give me some feedback at alspath@alspath.com. If the cards are legible, if the people's stack size is legible, what's being bet on the table. I want to make sure I have the right setup here. I'm going to do only single tables, whether it be a tournament or a cash game. This is a 25-cent, 50-cent, still considered in the micro limits. This is myself here, teach with the 10-9 in early position. It's an easy fold. I had the pleasure of having Donna Blevins on with me the other day. She's been around the poker world for I would say ever since I came on the scene, and before that. She's very good poker player, coach, a mind shift teacher down in Florida, and we've done a couple of webinars and other things together. And so she shadowed, I allowed her to shadow me the other day as I was playing a 25-cent, 50-cent table. And it was unique to hear her remarks about how she's been a tournament player for so long and how she's come back to the cash game. And some of the things that I was pointing out to her, she hadn't even considered at the table. And that's because in cash, it's so much different than in tournament. So if you take your tournament play and all the actions that you're taking in a tournament and bring them over to cash, you're going to find out you run into some walls. You're going to have to adjust your thinking. Here on this particular table, and what we like to do is put people on ranges of hands. This guy's in fairly early position, probably more middle than anything else. A $2 raise. He's not going to get much action there. He's saying he's got a decent ace or he's got a pair, and nobody's going to go up against him unless they have something. When they limp like this, it's usually a suited connector, a small or medium pair, or a suited ace. However, at these low limits, you're going to have to find out what people will play. This guy could play ace 9 offsuit there just as easy. But people that play jack 9 suited or unsuited in those positions, it's not unlikely that you would see that. So having said that, you see that 2 limpers, this guy makes it at $2. He should have made it a little bit more than the $2, but I would venture to say that this guy has got an ace queen or better in this position. I'm out of position. I think one of these two will at least call, especially if they have a pair. Now he comes over the top. Now that changes my whole thought process, because somebody that limps in and then raises like that, sometimes you could think of queens, kings, or aces. Now that is a bad flop for him if he's going to check it if he doesn't have the king. Of course, if he has the ace king, he might check it as well, but more than likely that slowed him down, thinking that one of these two had an ace king or at least a king. See, he's checking. I would almost, he's either got the full house or he's got pocket queens here. There's your king. And I don't know if he would raise there because of the fact if he had ace king, because he's got the hand. There's your suited ace. There's your ace queen that I mentioned, ace queen or better. And there's your 10 jack. So again, we talk about hands, and you have to just figure that out right from the start. What kind of hands and what kind of ranges. You're not going to get them exact like I just said, but as the betting goes on, you try to eliminate. I'm just going to call here for the quarter amount of position. Hopefully I can get to see the flop cheaply. If he raises, I'm probably going to throw this hand away, even three-handed. Unless he made it $1, then I would probably pay the 50 cents. I'm trying to anticipate the questions that you might ask me if you were live or in a training session with me. So I've hit nothing here. The only play for me is either bet out right now and try to take it down, or do it. Hopefully somebody puts a 50-cent bet out there and I can check raise them. They put $1 or better. I figure they've got something connected and I won't get them off the hand. So I have to think about what my plays are. So nobody did anything on the first one. I'm going to just bet $1 here and hope that nobody wants to take me on. And both of them take me on. So I don't think that I could barrel again here. I think that they probably hit something. But to demonstrate to you what you have to do, if you want to try to win something like this, I'm just demonstrating. You've got to bet it to make them believe that you have something. If you don't, you can't win the hand. I can't win the hand. He called me out. He had a 6. So that's really the guy that you want to really play against in this game. That's horrendous. Now you might say the same thing about me, but I'm trying to demonstrate to you what moves you have. I don't care if I lose a couple of bucks, because I'm trying to show you the only way that you can win that hand is to bet that hand. Maybe I could have bet more and he wouldn't call with the 6. I don't know. You know, we won't find out. I'm just going to top it off to the 50 again. So I'm down $5 here. So there's a guy that limped in, and then Shindy makes it $3, and the guy calls immediately. But the guy has to think about something. Look at Shindy's stack size. He's only got $14. This guy just paid $3 to get into a flop with this guy, and he really has. You know, when you bet $3, if you had a pair, you're looking for the implied odds, and you need 10 times the amount of the bet. This guy needed to have $30 for him to bet the 3-bet. He doesn't have the extra money that he can win from this guy, and he gets the nut flush. So here we got good position, pretty lousy cards. If I was going to play this hand, I'd have to be probably first in for a raise. And as soon as somebody comes in like that, it's definitely a fold. But what you have to be thinking about is, what would you do if everybody folds to you? So he put 2. He only raised it to 350. He's only got 16 behind. And now he's going to get himself 3 opponents here. If he's got a big hand, like aces or kings, he could get himself in big trouble. And of course, if he has kings, he's in great shape. This bet here should have been much bigger. It was $2 plus the blind money, plus what he would have had to call. This bet should have been somewhere up in the $6-7 range. And with that little bit behind, he may have even went further than that. And there again, look at the bet size in relationship to the pot size. That's very small bet size. Now, if he had the kings, he would show them here. He would show us that he had, but I don't think he bet the kings there. I think that was more of a feeler bet to see where he was at. A lot of you guys think, and gals that are listening, think that this is a good hand. Well, it's not a very good hand. We got fairly good position. We're trying to buy the button here. We're trying to get these out. We can't limp with this hand. We have to raise with this hand. This guy seems like he's in a lot of hands. And a blind called us. When a blind calls, you got to be really careful. So I've got a fire here. I like about 275 in this one, a little bit more than half. See if I can nudge them. This guy is the tough one, but he just folds and we pick it up. So there's a good example of being aggressive pre-flop. When you're aggressive and you raise, you do all of the above. You eliminate opponents. You define your hand as strong. You define your opponent's hand, if they call or re-raise you, how strong of a hand they have, so you can put them on a better hand. You put more money into the pot. You can continuation bet and win the hand, or you could barrel again on a turn and win the hand, or you could take a free card and continue. You have so many options, but if you call, you have none of those options. So get out of the habit, if you're playing cash games, of limping. Limping is for losers. You can just keep reminding yourself of that, and you won't do it. So I picked up a good hand. I want to be first in this pot. I want to bet the pot, which is $1.25. You figure that out. There's 50 cents, 25 cents by the blinds. My normal bet would be 50 cents. So the pot's 125, 50, 50, and 25. So a pot bet on this particular site is a good bet. And you can go to my Twitch page and see that you can join Full Flush from there. And happy to sit at the table with you someday. Let me know what your name is at the table. So I picked up the ace. I don't like the two spades. I'm going to bet the pot here rather than just bet 2/3 or 3/4. Quick call. This is the guy that had the king nine of before spades. So I would suspect that he's got the spades again, and he's on the draw. I'm only going to bet. Matter of fact, I'm going to check, see if he pushes it right here. Now he checked it. I'm going to check again and see one more time if I can get him to put some money in the pot. If he didn't hit, he did hit. I gave him a free card, but I don't think I would have got rid of him. But I saved some money there at the end as well. So that's my bad in giving him too much credit for having the spades. But the guy that has a little bit of money and has hit the second pair or third pair may sometimes not go away. I may have barreled there and won, but I may have barreled there and just kept giving him some more money. I definitely would have given him money on the river when he hit the two pair. But that's my bad. So what do you learn from that is, when you're playing these low limits, don't give people so much credit too fast, because a lot of times they don't deserve it. Now that looks like it might be jacks, tens, nines, something like that. He's trying to take this right now. That's a big bet there. I don't think he'd go that much with aces or kings. And we won't find out. Maybe we'll find out now. We want him to be a little active right here with this hand. See if we can get some of the money we got back. A limp in. He likes to come over the top, so let's see if we can get him to come over the top of us. There's a $2. That's the guy we want really in there with the 80 bucks. We like this guy we like in there too. Anybody that can double this up. So $2, $2, $2. The pot would be $6. I'm gonna make it a little bit better, a little bit more appetizing to these guys and see if I can get them to come all the way up to $8. Boom. That's one. I really only want one more. I don't want two more. It's a tough flop. Let's just get them all in right here. Thinking about it. I'm hoping he has like pocket nines. I'm hoping this. Okay. Oh, he's got an 8. There's a 7 to kill me. Boy, ain't I lucky. Wow. Listen, you want to get your money in with the best hand against an idiot, and if they get lucky, that's the way it goes. You want to get your money in. It hurts. It stings. It's horrible to have something like that happen, okay? But you got to do it. He snap called that time. I'm just going to call this here because I'm busy talking to you guys. Check and fold it out. He called that time with King 7. He called an $8 bet with just 2 suited cards, as he did earlier when he had the King, I think it was King 9 of spades and everything. But you want that. I can't tell you how much you want that when you have aces like that. If you push and make a bigger bet and they all fold, you win $4 or $5. Yeah, you'd say to me, well, Al, $4 or $5 won is better than you losing $20 of your stack or whatever. I wound up losing in that because I think he had like 20 something dollars in his stack here, and I got SBX. I think had 27 total, and I got 11 of it back from the overbet. But if you don't win the big hands and triple up, like I should have won that hand and it should have held, and I should have been like an $87, $97 pot to me, not to them. But it stings. It stings, and you go back and replay it and say, how could I play that differently? They put the $2 in. I made it $8 pre-flop, which is where I should be. And hopefully I'm going to get one, but I got two callers. But the first one was a snap from Shindy, and if he would have called the 8 like that, he would have called the 10 like that. So I don't think that would have changed anything. And once he gets all in on the flop, he has nothing but a 7 on the flop. His redraw, he's got 3 diamonds. He got 1 diamond on the board and 2 in his hand. Not like he's going for a flush there, and he catches the 7. There's only 2 sevens that are really going to help him in that situation. So you definitely want that race. And the guy that was up here, he had what, ace 8. He had top pair, top kicker, I think. Oh no, he had 10-8. He had top pair anyhow, and nothing for a kicker and a backdoor flip. Now see, this is another small raise here. I'm trying to put some pressure, and this guy put pressure right back on me. This guy snaps in there for 75 cents now. For 575, I'm getting great odds here. I'm getting super odds. Not the best flop. If this is a 9, it's the best flop for me. I would like the open ender here. I'm going to see what this guy wants to do here. Hopefully he goes low, like $2 or $3. I might take a card off. I want him in. So now it's going to be a $3 bet for 9. But and look, even if I get there, he's got $25. That's less than my 10-1 on what I'm paying. So for a gut ball, it ain't worth it. If he comes in, that makes it $12. It gives me better odds, and then I can get the money out of him on the implied odds. But with this guy alone, I can't do it. Again, can't limp. These guys should just jump right back in. I would think that he's got a pretty decent hand here. Let's take one for the team. Boy, that 7 needed to be an 8, didn't it? I can't stay with him now. I only got the 2 outs. Take a little time off. Let him think that maybe I've got the ace or the king. I think he'll bet here with a king queen. I think he's got the ace. Now, if I was him, I'd be playing, I'd be raising with that hand, but I can't play that, and I don't recommend you play that. What a difference a couple of days made. I sat down at this table the other day. I got similar cards. I got aces. They held up, and I went from $25. I would done 11s up to 184, and it was a good day. And just nothing really went terribly wrong, and got the right people. Here's another suited hand. He hit it again. That's crazy. I wouldn't get all my money in the pot with 7s against this guy, but I sure would get my money in the pot with. Now we got one guy that's sitting out here. We got one guy sitting out here. So this makes this ace 10, at least an ace jack. Not the greatest hand. I don't like ace 10 offsuit in early position, so I'm going to raise it up. With these 2 guys sitting here, I'm going to constantly get them calling me, setting up better odds for any of these other people. Now this guy, if he wanted to do anything here, he'd go $4 or $5. Well, he'd go about $6. Now I missed completely. I don't know if I can get these guys out or not. See what they bet. That's the half the pot, and he went over the top of them. I have to, if I'm going to trap either one of these guys, I have to have something. I'm not going to beat them because they're calling stations, and I'm not going to beat them. And they're not only calling stations, they're raising with crap. So if this guy here, Shindy, has a 7, which he could have the king. You got to have a hand that's bigger. You can't have just one pair. If I hit that flop that last time with just a 10, it wouldn't be good enough. I hit it with nothing, so there's no sense contributing more money to them. Today's the 2nd of August. So this, remember, everybody at this table is watching Shindy's action. This guy comes over the top of him. He's been sitting there. He hasn't played a hand, wrapped for food, and he he's got to have over pair here to be betting like that. But that $8 wasn't the right bet. It should have been a lot higher. Now he's going to have to jam it. He checks. The other guy checked it. Now I think Rap might have the ace king, might bet here. But this other guy might have king too. The speed of, see, he didn't call, so we know he don't have a 2 right now. He didn't call, so we know he doesn't have a 2. The longer it takes, the more likely he's going to fold. Another folding hand. Top it off. So we're down at probably $35 on this session. It's not a good session. I like to keep my losses to a minimum, and that's way above my minimum. If I was to have a loss at this table, I'd like to be $25 or less. You got to set some stop loss, some stop wins when you're playing these games. If things aren't going your way, and things aren't going my way for sure, and if in the next round or so I don't start to gain, then I would probably quit, find another table, take a break, come back. Sometimes people try to make things happen that can't happen. It just doesn't happen, and you just don't have position on the people that you need to have position on, things like that. You're just not getting the cards. You're just not holding up. So I'm out of position. I got a suited ace here. It cost me $1.50. I'm not getting great odds here. I'm getting the less than 3 to 1 or 3 to 1. But if I hit this hand, I can really take this guy out. So I'm going to take a flyer at it. Of course, he would have the 6. I would. I couldn't get the 2 deuces that were there a couple of seconds ago. He's probably going to fire, but he doesn't in late positions. It's an easy fold. Then you would say to yourself, did that guy just, Shindy, did he check the 6 the first time? But I don't think so. I would say he's got enough money to call there. He just tried to steal that. I would just say he's got some kind of thing like 9-10. He had a 6-8 on the board. He may have had a gut shot or something like that. It's just crazy that the betting style. This is a hard person to judge what they have and based on what they're doing. This guy hasn't played. We haven't seen him. He makes a nice raise here. This guy's got probably a group 1 hand, queens, ace, king, something in that range. I think he would bet $6 here or $7. He wouldn't try to shortchange this guy that could be on a draw. That's a little light, but he's going to get a quick call. I would have hit. Can't pay $3 with ace reg though. I think right here he'll go about 11. He didn't. That gives this guy the chance to steal. And I don't think he had the 4. Not because I had a 4. I don't think he had the 4 because he bet the whole pot. If he had the 4, I think he would have bet something in the middle somewhere, and he would have gotten paid off. So I don't think this guy had the 4 there. He may have had 2 pair. He may have had something else, but not. Now I know I'm going to get. I'm doing this knowing that this guy is not going to fold. I got to do it again. See what he does. So just because you lose, you can't get gun shy about doing some things. You're going to have to still fire. I didn't fire before when he had the king 10 and he got to the river and he beat me. But then I gave him too much credit for hitting. This is an easy fold. You definitely don't want to steal when you have bad cards and you got people like these two here still to act. You're not going to steal, so it's fruitless to try to throw money in the pot. Remember, a calling station or anybody like that does not understand what you're doing. You know, trying to bluff a calling station is like trying to plant cut flowers. It don't work. That's a full pot bet. Does not want the call. If he had the deuce there, he wouldn't do that, I don't think. These are not good cards, despite what other people tell you. They're not good cards. There's some people say, well, I love Queen 9. You flop a Jack 10 and you're in good business. Well, you flop a Jack 10. Let's just think about that. Then you need a king to complete your hand. Is a Jack 10 on the board and a king, have put somebody that has an ace king, it gives them a bigger straight. If somebody has queen king and you have 10 Jack, they have a better, bigger draw too for an open-ended straight draw. So you're not great shape with Queen 9, despite how some people think it's a favorite hand. Could be a favorite hand, but there's a good example I just illustrated to you. Here's somebody with a Queen Jack, had a gutter ball here, and would turn out to have, Broadway, 10 Jack Queen King Ace. And Broadway, the term Broadway was developed or nicknamed after the streets in New York. Broadway used to run from 1st to 10th Avenue, so Ace through 10. He's not showing us any cards, and hardly anybody are doing that today. He just sat down to see if he wakes up from Mount Vernon, my hometown. Mount Vernon, New York. This is an easy folding hand. So now we got to dig in. We got to scratch out a win somehow. We need that one big hand. We got to be patient. So there's a $2 raise. He's just trying to make a pot here. I don't think he's got a great hand. King 9 suited would not be out of the realm, but pocket pair of sevens, an ace 4 suited. Watch the speed. The speed of how he bets or raises tells you a little bit about the definition or defining his hand. See if he comes over the top right now for $11 or $14 or something like that. Taking a little bit of time. He just calls, so he still needs help. That's a big helper. If he's got a 5, if he's got something like King 5 suited or Ace 5, he just hit the golden goose. And he will come over the top of him for another $10, but he didn't hit it at all. Easy fold. If I had Ace 7 suited here, I would just raise. Probably 92, 94% of the time. Very infrequently would I not raise with the ace, suited ace in that early position. Now this could be just any 2 card. He just limped here. Normally it's somebody that is trying to set something up, or they have a small pair or a suited ace and they're trying to see him. But in this particular case, the way he's been playing, the way he called right there, this could be just anything. This could be Jack 2 suited in spades. It could be anything at all. Pretty quick call here. This guy should bet $18 or $19. He bets all 43. He says, no, you're not drawing for that one card you need to help this hand. So we know he's got a draw or he's got one pair here. If he had anything more than one pair, he would have bet. That money would have been in the pot right now. We're going to have to wait for this guy each and every time whether or not he's going to post. He doesn't know to auto post. I don't understand that. So here we're going to fold. Just 1 second. There'll be a break in the action. I'll be right back. Sorry about that all. Wife was having a situation out in the car, and I had to go help her out, and I didn't know where the pause button was. Oh, great. We get to see a flop with the eights. I'm not going to raise that up. Only wish I could have hit there. Now, I've got second pair here, but with 5 opponents, I got to think that somebody has a king. That guy doesn't want to check there, because an 8 could roll off there. That would be very good. Now, I got to act like I got a 5 if nobody else bets here. See if I can just take it down. The only person that's going to stay is going to be the person that has the clubs or the 5. An 8 on the end would be a perfect card for me, but there's only 2 of them. Times 2, there's only a 4% chance that an 8 can roll off. There's your 5 right there. So that's not going to keep me in this hand. Mine was a steal bet. Remember, there's another guy that says he has a 5. That was a quick call. Another call. No, deuces, and there's the 5s. Boy, an 8 on the end would have been a beautiful card for me against all those stacks. But wow, look at that. Didn't see the deuces from Fly Guy. Very nice. Very good disguised hand there. Remember, he was up to $80-something. It's all gone. Wished I could have got some of it. That's an easy fold. He says, I might as well lose it all, folks. Give him the 10. Give him the 10. No, it's all gone. When you play reckless, you lose it eventually. You win them all except the last one. Oh, he reloaded. Isn't that nice? He's probably busy typing something in chat. There isn't a reason I would call here with 8-4. Yeah, he should be a little. I was just gonna say he should be a little tilty. He beat me to my words before I was able to say it. I know this is a delay on the recording, but I think you could have heard me. I was just getting ready to say that. I didn't think he's gonna go 50. I was gonna go $5. When I saw the 50 out there, I thought it was a 5 for $5. Oh, look. Then of course somebody here has to say this. This is how you run off somebody from the table, and you never want to run off somebody from the table. Some of you might say, Al, if he puts the 50 in this time, will you go with him with the ace king? I think his range is far reaching, so yes, I would. I think I would be a major favorite against him there. I could be wrong. We're going to find out right here, folks. Oh, geez, I flopped it. Well, thanks for the money back, y'all. You're going to have to excuse the phone. I can't answer the phone in the background right now, but and I can't mute it or anything like that, so let me get back in here. Since I got my money back from the person I needed to get it back from, there he goes again. I'm going to take, oh, he's shoving, I'm shoving. Absolutely, I'll take that race with him. Absolutely. Give him the jack. There it is. Give him the jack. He's got a chance. He's going to do it. That's all right. Yes, I'd take that race all day long. I'm in front every single time. That's a fold. He's going to win every one but the last one, folks. I don't know if he'll reload again. See if this guy's got $9. No, you don't want to take him on. But if I can't take him on with ace king, I can't take him on with anything. The ace jack, that was an easy heads up with him. He had no money. If he had $100 with the ace jack, I don't know. I'd like to ask you guys what you would do in that situation. I think half of you would take him on because of how wide he is, but half of you wouldn't take him on because you know he's lucky. He actually had the threes against my ace king. He actually had me beat until the flop. That was. Oh, this is going to be fun. He's going to do this every hand. This is a good demonstration of how somebody goes tilt, and they just keep doing it. Everybody at the table knows what's going on here. Yet, see, this guy limped in. He limps in knowing that this guy's going to do it. He's going to call. He's setting him up for that. That's all he's doing. Give him the 3 or the 9. Nope. Put the 50 back. Didn't even need another 3 or a 9. This is fun now. This is fun. It's fun only because I got my money back, and now I'm trying to get more money. People over here think it's funny as well. So here he goes again. He's only going to get called by somebody that has a good hand. One of these times, Shindy's going to actually have a good hand, and somebody's going to be really mad. But we have to, we, meaning you and me, if we were playing, we want him to win. We don't want him to lose. Except we don't want him to win against us. Now he's got back up to $20. Now he's going to try to something a little different. This guy with the $7 should push it all in. If he had a hand here, this is the time to push it all in. I would not want the king 10 against these 4 opponents with the 2 6s sitting there and the 2 clubs. Now, the redraw for the club's not bad, but you know, these folks might have ace rag and the ace clubs. What was that all about? What do you think that was all about? The stall move. Trying to make them think he had the flush. He's trying to get them not to bet so he can get another free card and see if he can get something on the river. Is my opinion. Love to see his cards turn over. Here we're going to see 3-9, 3 queen. We get, wow. Queen high won that. Give me back my king 10. Hey, I hope you tell some other folks to come check me out on Twitch. It's Teach GPL. And if you weren't around yesterday at my Facebook page, which is Alan Spath, ALLEN SPATH, you missed out on a group session I had over at True Poker. Every other week or so, I'm going to have another one. We did a cash game where everybody at the table was on Skype with me, and so we were discussing what different bets meant and putting players on hands, and then seeing at the end we all agreed to show the cards at the end so that we could see how uh, good we were on deciding on what somebody had. It was a lot of fun, and nobody got hurt too bad in it or anything like that. It wasn't collusion or anything like that. Everybody can see everything, their own boards and stuff like that, but we just talked out loud for training purposes, and everybody agreed to do it. So it was fun. I tried to get a private table over there, but we couldn't. So when we got there, we were all showing cards. The funny part was other people saw the table that were playing on True, and we had at least 9 to 12 people on the waiting list trying to get to our table because they thought we were all nuts showing our cards, but they didn't know what was going on. As soon as one of us would leave, or at the end, then we all left. We wouldn't allow anybody else to come at the table because then they would have an unfair advantage. I even won a hand with 4-7 against my buddy Rez yesterday. His favorite hand. I was in the blind just like I am right now. So it gets a little boring when you or me are not in the hands and the guy that's been active is not. It's almost like he had enough of everything, and he's going to try to play a little smarter, a little tighter for him, not for you and me, tighter for him. So he's still limping, I think, with any 2 cards. But he's trying to get his money in here somewhere. You know, he's going to take a race with somebody. Fun stuff, this game. Here we go. See, they're all going in or he's folded. He can't call here. He can't just call. My opinion. I think he's folded. It's all going in here. Kings and aces. Kings and aces it is. Once that guy came over the top once and twice, you knew it was aces. I don't think that the guy that just bounced out of here for the 80s or whatever, however you say it, I don't think he could. Boy, I wish I don't like to raise with this hand here, but I'm gonna just waste my 50 cent and hope he doesn't raise it up and see if I can see a flop. I may be donating here. I think I am. But when you have only $25 or something like that, and you have a raise and a re-raise, it's hard to get away from with kings. If he had $600, put yourself in a situation where you had $600 in that situation, and somebody came over the top of you a couple of times. Are you willing to stack off then? I don't think so. Most of you wouldn't do it. I think you'd see the flop, and then what's bad is that if you have an overcard to the flop, or overpair to the flop, you're still going to get your money in most cases. But you got to give somebody credit sometimes for having a good hand. I'm betting the pot here. I'm not no free cards. He checked the flop like he was disconnected or he left, and then he checked again. I don't think he's here. I think this is going to be a fold. Timeout. Yep. Thank you. This guy plays a lot on here, and I got a note on him saying that he draws on everything. So, got to be careful for this guy here. And make him pay a lot more money. If they draw on a lot of hands, you want to make them pay a hell of a lot more money. Now, he may just have gone, I don't know where, Basel, maybe CH, China, I guess. Let's see where this guy is. Pensacola, Florida. We used to call it, when I was in the service, we called that penis cola. All the Navy guys down there. Whitesboro, Tandale, I don't know that one. Denver, no. BG, Bulgaria? I don't know that one. Bear. Hmm. Show you how old I am. Some of you that are watching this that are young won't even know what I'm talking about, but the Heisman Trophy winner in 1964. I was in 66. I was in the service down at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, near Pensacola. And the Heisman Trophy winner of the Naval Academy was Roger Staubach that year, and he was stationed at Pensacola because they had a football team that played semi-pro football. That's how the Navy took care of him, and he played for the Pensacola Goshawks. That's the name of the team. And then, of course, after he did service time, he went to the Dallas Cowboys and became a Hall of Famer. But they kept him in football, um, whereas David Robinson, who's 7 foot tall, the way they did it in the Navy was they put him in a sub. He was too big for the sub. Yeah, you get a professional athlete in the service, they like the notoriety that's attributed to the service academies over the years and pays them to go out of their way to help them out a little bit. Oh, he's back, he's back, he's back. And now Negopoulos, or whatever his name is there, he hasn't been here. He hadn't seen what this guy's been doing. Nor has Sten 56, who just sat down here. They got two new people that are unaware of his playing style. So I think I was down 37, $40 range. So I'm about even right now. So remember I told you my stop loss would be less than $25, and the win would be, I'd like to double my money or more. And if things are going great and I don't have any place to go and I feel good, I'll stay much longer to see if I can increase it like I did the other day with Donna. But we're going to go a little bit longer here. I think I've been on about 45 minutes, and we'll see if we can't go at least 15, 20 more minutes. Hopefully get some better cards to play, but when we don't get cards to play, we have to look at what other people are betting and what they're doing. This guy's a little bit unorthodox, so it's hard to tell. I think he's timing out again. I think he's having disconnect problems from wherever country he's at. I think it's at CH. I'm just assuming that's China. I don't think he can call here. I think he has to put it all in. Why leave yourself at $11? If you've really got something there, put it all in. A scare card could come on the turn where your opponent might not want to bet anymore, and therefore you lose out. We don't want to see a 5 on the river, do we? All right. That's always a good card for somebody. Perfect card for the Queen 9. Perfect card for the Queen 9. That's an easy fold hand, too. Now he's up to $46. He's got back in the game. Now let's see if he changes the way he plays or if he plays silly. If he had a rake back deal, like they have at Full Flush, he would be making a ton of money. And he would be releasing his bonus because he's in so many hands, he's seeing so many flops. That's a tough board. My 7-5, but that's still a tough board. A lot of times I will raise the pot with this in early position. A lot of times I'm not going to get it that often, but when I do, there's a lot of times I will raise with that hand. But because all these people are all aiming for this guy, I don't want to become collateral damage here, knowing that they're going to come in trying to get this guy stacked. And I don't want a lot of calls. I like to raise from early position here. Let them think I have big cards. then continuation bet, but I need to have one or two opponents. And here I think I would have got 3 or 4 of them. Well, remember he had pocket 2s before? Does he have pocket 4s this time? Ace King got 9-8. Now he's up to 91. He took that $11 and made it all the way back to 91. Yes, he's been lucky. And this guy's pissed. And this guy might have been pissed. We got his aces before. But when he got the 7 on the turn. But you can't let it affect you. I'm telling you that. Your Worst Poker Enemy by Alan Schoonmaker, or Poker Mindset by Matthew Hilger, the books to go out and buy. If you want a mind shift webinar or training, you should contact Donna Blevins. If you don't have it together with patience and discipline, you can't achieve anything in this game. You can't get so upset. It's all going in. Come on, Tony. If you have a 2, it's $5. Nope. It's almost to 100. This has been a great example of how other people target one person who's controlling. This guy's controlling the whole table. Even though he's not good, he's controlling everything that everybody's doing on this table. Okay, we'll see a flop. I do not like that flop. I think I'm third best at here. I think there's a 9 out there. I think there's a flush draw out there. Wouldn't have to worry about the flush draw. Never expected a 9 to come off on the turn. Everybody had a jack. So I would have been betting my money to hoping a 9 came off so I can split them. If the 9 don't come off, I'm crushed because these guys got kickers over me. Well, I don't want to get involved in something like that. I don't. You might. I don't. Out of position, weak kicker, pair on the board, 2 flush cards, third flush card comes. No way. To answer your question right now, I put the quarter in for 2 1/4 every day of the week, even with 2-9 suited. Now I fold it. I'm going to write down in my book here for IRS donation 25 cents. No, I'm not writing anything down, but it's a donation. Oh! Let's see if Shindy has the queen of diamonds. Nope. I think Mitzi Man didn't have a diamond either. Or if he did, he only had 1. He wouldn't have bet if he had 2 there. Oh well, those are the kind I talk about. You put the quarter in, you hope for a flop like that, but that guy was smart enough to re-raise there and got me out of it, and probably won a lot of money because of that. Saved a lot of money. I had good position here. 4-3 is not a great hand. If it was suited, I might have got in there, but I'm usually not doing anything back there. A lot of people, no matter what they have on the button or in the cutoff or in the hijack seat, will make an attempt, but I'm not one of those guys. So if I'm coming at you you know I got usually something, or I'm first in. For those of you that have been reading the scroll across the bottom of the screen, I hope you'll send me some questions. Talk to me on Skype if you want. Contact me about private session and coaching. If you check my Facebook page, I've got a great offer this month between this coming 2 weeks. I've got 10 slots available. I'm giving a 2-for-1 on sessions. So you can get it for half price if you pay for the 2 up front. And it would be pokerjournal@alspath.com, and pay the fees on transferring the money over. Contact me and we'll get it on and find out what's wrong or right in your game, and tweak it, find the leaks or holes, make you feel more confident at the table. I think he would bet with a 2, a 6, an 8, a 5, 7, a 9, 10, various hands here. Any pair in his hand, but he's timing out again. Somebody should bet. Just bet. Just bet. There you go. Now he folded there. He didn't time out. Two and a half. Oh, did the whole pot. It's where you want to ring somebody up usually, is on a turn, because they have less than half their outs. The percentage of them catching their outs is cut in half when you get to after the turn card. So we're not a flush draw on a flop has 9 outs times 4, which is 36% chance. Once the turn card comes, it's cut in half to 18% chance that they're going to catch their flush card on the river. So you really want to put your bigger bet in on the turn. Don't give them marginally good odds to stay in there, come out, even though they're only going to make it 1 in 5 times. The mistake some people make is they make a small bet there. Make them pay to draw. They're not going to get there. And all the times that you get that extra money for it will compensate for the times that they do get there. 1 in 5 or 18%. Now this particular 9 would induce somebody that had a 5 or a pocket pair of 7s or something like that to make a play, because nobody bet the 9 the first time. That's not a good hand. Well, we were pretty, let's say we, because you guys are on my team now. If you're following me, I hope you do follow me here, or if you're watching, I hope you're rooting for me and not the other guy. But so we were involved in a lot of hands early on, but now things have completely switched, where we're not even getting hands like 6-8 suited or 10 jack or king queen. We had aces. We did not have kings. We did not have queens. We did not have jacks. We did not have 10s. We did not have 9s. We had 8s. We did not have 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s. We had ace king once. We had ace queen of diamonds. We had ace jack of clubs. Trying to think of other good hands that I may have had. I remember all that stuff. I'm not writing anything down. This guy only got $5 here. I don't know what's going to happen behind me here. I'm going to just give a call. I don't like limping here, but I just want to see what's going to go on here. This could be a big mistake on my part. If it's raised, I'll throw it away in a heartbeat. But what I would recommend for you to do as a homework assignment is take a pen and pencil, like a yellow piece of paper that has lines on it, and just put down on it every hand that's out there, like ace, jack, 5-4, 6-3, 9, just right underneath each other. And every 10 hands, if you're at 10 places, put a line. And then look at every 10 hands, go back and see how many of those hands did you play. If you played the hand, circle it. And if you won it, put a W. If you lost, put an L next to it. And just go through 100 hands or something like that. And then go back and look at all the hands of Dutch. How many of them are good? How many of them are quality? How many you raised, you raised with and you won with, and what did you lose with? Do it a couple times and you'll find out the hands that are giving you trouble. You'll find out the hands that you should be betting a little bit differently. But it's a great exercise. And I'll be curious to know. Now that's got to be the queen. You can't do that with the 3. And that would be interesting for me to hear back from you, Spath at alspath.com, and write them down. Have the pad and pencil there. You're not going to be in a lot of hands, so write them down. If it's suited, you put like king 10 and a little S. If it's not suited, just put king 10, and you know it's off suit. And if you play the hand, circle it. And if you win the hand, put a W next to it. If you lose the hand, put an L next to it. And just do that, and then give me some feedback on how you doing. For those of you that are really new to poker or having some trouble with monsters under the bed, meaning you're always thinking your opponent has big hands, what I'd like you to do for your homework assignment is go to the kitchen table with a deck of cards and deal 10 hands out face up. And then just go around the table and say, this is a fold, this is a fold, this is a fold, okay, this is an ace queen, this is a raise, this is a fold, and see how many good hands are dealt. Do it 5 times and see how many out of those 5 times you see good hands, and you'll see why. Also, why if you don't raise with a certain hand, somebody will come in with a 9-10 maybe and beat you. Go ahead and play it out, do the flop and the turn, and make sure you burn cards and everything, and see how it plays out. But you'll see right away that if you don't get certain people out of a hand or punish them by making them pay, like this guy is right here on the button, you'll wind up losing some hands. I'm going to take this one more spin around the block. I'm going to post the big blind coming up and go all the way around. We got a quality hand here. The pot would be $1.75, but I'm going to make it 3 just to offset some of the guys that are coming into this pot, make them pay a little bit more. Oh, and Shindy disappeared. He left. Oh my goodness. This guy might go all in. Yep. Got to anticipate different things on the stack side. I told you in the beginning, always look at what's behind the cards. Always look at what's behind the cards here. So he went 314. I'm going to go like that. He had aces before when he went back and forth with the guy. Remember what the guy that was over here? If he folds, he gets to see my cards anyhow. Well, just got to avoid that card right there, which I didn't. That happens, folks. He's got 2 outs. He can't beat me anyway. 2 outs. Oh my God. 2 outs and he beats me. I needed this guy to come in. He bet. I'm not going to pay 50 cents being out of position with a 3-2. I have a gutter ball. But so would somebody. You always have to think. You might have a gutter ball, but look at the board. You have the 2 hearts. You also have people that play King Jack, play Queen Jack, play all those cards. And the 10 ace out there gives them a gutter ball too. A better one. So I'm going to take my auto post off because I'm not going to post anymore in this game. See if I can't win a hand or 2 by the time it comes around. Overall, probably down maybe close to $10 on the round because I did reload that one time when I was down to like 27 or something. So I'm out of position here, but if I'm going to play it, I'm going to raise it. Don't like the limpers there. I think they'll both call. No, only one of them called. So I got to get him out right here. I think a $3 bet is my best bet and hope he doesn't have a queen. If he does, I'm done. I thought half pot was too small. I thought 3/4 was too much to get me involved with having nothing against a person that only had 7. I didn't want to commit them right then and there when I had nothing at all. Well, let's raise it up. Don't like limping. Like I said, you've seen me limp once or twice in this whole thing, only for some purposes, but that falls in a range of less than 8% of the time, or less than that I do that. That's free money right there. That's a couple bucks that I didn't have. That's an easy fold. So when you don't get cards, you may just win by having position. If someone thinks you're playing real nitty, you're playing really tight, and you're just playing with really good cards, then you need to take advantage of your position and put a big bet out there every now and then and steal some, because you got to pay for your blinds. If you're not paying for your blinds, of course the rake is always digging in, but if you're not paying for your blinds, uh, you're going to go broke quick. That's not a good raise on the button. A min raise is not a good raise. The blind very rarely is going to get out. And you may give them the chance with something like 2 diamonds or a jack-8 to hit something. They could even have 9-10 now and hit an open-ender. He should bet if he has the 9-10 or 2 pair here. He should not check this. For instance, if he had 9-10 and the other guy had 10 king or something like that, and a 9 comes off, then he has to split the pot. Or a king comes off, he loses the pot. Right? There's a good example. He let this guy bet a min. This guy stuck around and finally won the hand. That's ridiculous. That's a pot bet. Rap hasn't played much. When Rap plays, he usually has the goods. So 75 cents, you'd have to say, if it's got junk, he's throwing it away. If he's got medium cards, he may play. If he has good cards, the money would have been in a pot. So if he plays right here, you have to put him on a range of hands that falls into that category, like, oh, maybe Jack 9 or, Jack 10. I think he'd have jumped in there really quick. An ace without being a suited ace or something like that. So again, based on who's betting and who's thinking about it and what they might have in the blinds, you have to see if you can lower or think about the range just based on the time that it's taken them. Now, obviously, there's some people that are playing 5 and 6 tables and or more, and they take time, and those are going to throw some of your online tells off. But if you've been watching, you should be observant enough to pick it out. Like, and he didn't take too much time. He put that 75 cent out there. I'm pretty sure he's got something decent there. All right, 2 more hands. I got a flat tire here, the Jack 4. Notice the table, the whole dynamics has changed since the guy that was here left. Sten, who was over here, he went and picked up this guy's seat. These 2 guys, Negopoulos and somebody else, took off and what have you. But the whole flavor of the whole thing has changed. So if you went back to the lobby right now, you would see that also the average pot also has changed, the average size pot. Well, I'm Al Spath. There's a 45-second or a minute delay on this, so it'll keep playing until the end. I'm happy to have you follow me at Twitch. Happy to have you come to my Twitch page and sign up at Full Flush Poker. And contact me for that special on the lessons. And I hope to see you soon. And all my Twitch channel videos will be on air for 14 days, and then they start to delete them. So if you don't get a chance, go to YouTube and Al Spath, 2 words, and just search me, and all my videos, past and present and future, will be there for you. All the best. Take care.